Long after the War of the Giants, the earth was quiet. It needed something alive with spirit. Prometheus, one among the Titans, saw this emptiness and felt pity. He longed for creation. In whispered thoughts, he dreamed of beings who could think and feel. So he molded figures in the image of the gods. With a gentle plea, Prometheus called upon Athena to breathe life into his creations. Athena obeyed, and with one soft breath, the clay turned to flesh, giving birth to the first humans. Prometheus guided them in walking, speaking, and building. He ignited their spirits. As night fell, humans shivered in the dark, searching for warmth. Prometheus felt their need. He gazed up at Olympus, where the gods' flames burned bright. "They cannot survive without fire," he murmured. Under the cloak of night, Prometheus climbed the great mountain. Thunder rolled ominously. At the peak, he found the sun's chariot. Grasping a spark, he hid it in a hollow reed. Returning to Earth, Prometheus bestowed the spark upon humanity. Fire was born, illuminating their world. Fire, shadows danced, and for the first time, humanity saw their world in light. But high on Olympus, Zeus noticed the glow. Anger surged within him. "Prometheus has defied me," he thundered. Chains of unbreakable metal bind Prometheus to a lonely mountain. Each day, an eagle feasts on his liver. Yet, Prometheus smiles, whispering to the darkness below, "They are alive, and that is enough." But Zeus's wrath doesn't end with Prometheus. Angered, he crafts Pandora, a vessel of beauty and curiosity. Every god gifts Pandora beauty, music, grace, but the sealed jar from Zeus holds dark secrets. Accepting Pandora, Epimetheus is captivated by her kindness, ignoring the warnings of his brother. But curiosity festers in Pandora's heart. One fateful day, she opens the jar. A storm of darkness erupts. Greed, jealousy, and sorrow pour into the world. Pandora's scream shatters the silence, but it's too late. She slams the lid shut. But one thing remains. Hope, a glowing light that stays behind to comfort humanity. With darkness unleashed, humanity learns pain and loss, yet also courage and love emerge. Even in darkness, a spark of light remains, just like Prometheus's stolen fire. Prometheus endures his fate, but his heart is at peace, knowing humanity has begun their journey. The gods watch as humanity grows, filled with both pride and fear at their potential. Thus begins the age of mankind, fragile yet fearless, weak yet full of wonder. Prometheus's sacrifice reminds us that light can emerge from even the darkest of places.
Many years passed since Prometheus gifted fire to humankind. The world brightened with knowledge, but darkened with pride. Men and women built great cities and sang songs to the gods, but they soon forgot who had given them life. With disappointment, Zeus observed from Olympus, his heart heavy with the selfishness of humanity. The gods murmured, unsure of Zeus's intent, but he declared, "I will wash this world clean." The skies darkened, winds howled, and the seas began to roar with fury as Zeus unleashed his wrath. Raindrops fell softly at first, only to become an endless torrent as the world seemed to weep. Mountains vanished under the waters, forests disappeared, and the great flood emerged. People cried out for mercy, but the storm raged on, drowning the cities and silencing humanity. Yet there was hope. On a lonely mountain, Deucalion and Pyrrha, the last to honor the gods, remained. Prometheus, chained upon his rock, saw the rising waters and called out to his son through the wind. He urged Deucalion, "Build a chest strong as a ship. Gather food, for the flood will come." Obeying his father's command, Deucalion built a great chest with his wife Pyrrha. They climbed inside, and for 9 days and nights, they floated over a submerged world.
When at last the storm faded, the chest came to rest upon the peak of Mount Parnassus. The skies cleared, and the sun returned, shining on a silent earth. They wept, for they believed they were the last humans alive. But the gods were not without mercy. Moved by their faith, Zeus sent Hermes to speak to them. "Throw behind you the bones of your mother," he said in riddles, and vanished. Deucalion and Pyrrha pondered the words until they understood. Our mother meant Gaia, the earth itself. So they took stones, the bones of the earth, and cast them over their shoulders. The stones began to soften, to change shape, and from them rose men and women, new and pure. The earth filled again with life, and humanity was reborn. The flood had washed away greed and cruelty, leaving behind hope and renewal. Deucalion and Pirha looked upon the new people and smiled. "Let us build wisely this time," Deucalion said. "Let us remember the gods, and live in harmony with the earth." From the heavens, Zeus watched and felt a flicker of pride. The world below gleamed once more beneath the golden sun. He turned to the other gods and said, "Let this be a lesson, power must be tempered with compassion." For though Zeus ruled with thunder, even he had learned the value of mercy. And so, the flood ended, and the rivers returned to their beds. Flowers grew again where the waves had once swept. The stars shone brighter, as if the sky itself rejoiced. Humanity was given a second chance to build, to dream, and to honor both heaven and earth. But in the heart of Zeus, a quiet question remained: how long would peace truly last?
The flood had ended, and a new world blossomed. Humanity rose from the earth, watched by the gods above. Peace reigned as nature thrived, but as time passed, humanity grew old, dreaming of glory and greatness. In this age, mortals felt strong and clever, with the blood of gods flowing through them. Legends were born. Among them was Perseus, son of Danae, destined for greatness, born from a golden-haired princess and Zeus himself. After being cast into the sea, Perseus grew brave and kind, destined for a heroic mission. King Polydectes, consumed by jealousy, sent Perseus on an impossible mission, to retrieve Medusa's head. With Athena and Hermes guiding him, Perseus received gifts, a mighty sword, a shining shield, and winged sandals. Through deserts and dark lands, Perseus journeyed, his heart steady as he approached the lair of the Gorgons. The lair was dark, and the Gorgons lay sleeping, their hair writhing with snakes, guarding their terrifying secret. Perseus crept closer, using his polished shield to gaze at Medusa's reflection, heart steady and courage strong. In one swift motion, Perseus struck, severing Medusa's head, the ground trembling beneath his feet. From Medusa's blood, Pegasus, the winged horse, sprang forth, soaring into the bright blue sky. As the other Gorgons screamed in fury, Perseus fled, holding Medusa's head tightly, a symbol of his victory. Upon his return, Perseus used Medusa's gaze to turn King Polydectes to stone, freeing his mother from torment. The gods smiled upon Perseus, honored by his bravery and wisdom, proving that courage can overcome any curse. As tales of Perseus spread, generations would whisper his name, a true hero in the Age of Heroes. The Age of Heroes had begun, with tales that would inspire generations to come. And thus the cycle continued, as new legends were born, each telling their own story. So remember, dear friends, that heroes can emerge from the most unexpected places. Until our next story, let the spirit of Perseus guide you on your own journey. One day, your story might be told by the stars. Remember to dream big, and courage will find its way. Until next time, keep the hero within you alive. Thank you for joining us on this adventure. See you next time. Stay brave, stay bold, and embrace your journey. And Perseus was not alone. In other lands, heroes began to rise. Among them was Heracles, born of Zeus, strong yet cursed with a fierce temper. To atone for his sins, he would undertake 12 labors, each more impossible than the last. Then came Theseus, the brave prince of Athens, facing the dreaded Minotaur. With the threat of Ariadne, he navigated the labyrinth and confronted the beast. When he struck down the Minotaur, the people hailed him as a hero. Across the world, heroes shaped the destiny of mankind, confronting gods and beasts. Some fought monsters, while others defied kings, each carried a spark of divine power. Yet their hearts were human, filled with love, fear, and hope. The gods watched closely, admiring their wisdom and testing their strength. Hera, always seeking to humble their pride, plotted in the shadows. Yet Zeus, their father, looked upon them with both pride and concern. For every act of heroism brought mankind closer to the heavens. As the line between mortal and God began to fade, legends were born. The world of men sang with a new song of life and adventure. The stars above gleamed brighter with each hero's name becoming a constellation. Thus began the Age of Heroes, a time when mortals dared to dream like gods. The world itself trembled beneath their stories of bravery and adventure. These tales of valiant acts would echo through time, inspiring generations. Even today, we find courage in their tales, reminding us of our own strength. So, take a moment to honor these legends and the dreams they inspire. For every one of us has a hero within, waiting to rise. The legacy of these heroes continues to shine, guiding us forward. What story will you write? What legacy will you create? Step into the age of heroes and let your legend unfold.
In the golden age of heroes, one name soared above all others, Heracles, son of Zeus. Born from a union of divine strength and human sorrow, Heracles faced trials from the very start. With courage, he crushed the serpents in his cradle, but Hera's curse loomed over him. Hera clouded his mind with madness, leading him to a terrible deed he could never forget. Heartbroken, Heracles sought the oracle of Delphi for redemption. To atone, he must perform 12 great labors set by King Eurystheus. His first labor, to slay the Nemean lion, whose skin no weapon could pierce. With bare hands, he fought fiercely until the lion fell, wearing its hide as a symbol of power. Next, he faced the Lernaean Hydra, a monster with many heads that grew back. With Aeolus by his side, they strategized, burning each neck to prevent heads from regrowing. He buried the immortal head deep under a rock, sealing its terror for eternity. The third task was to capture the Ceryneian hind, a golden deer sacred to Artemis. For a full year, he pursued the deer, capturing it gently and respecting its life. Next was the Erymanthian boar, a creature of chaos that terrorized villages. Amidst snow and storms, he chased the boar, finally trapping it and carrying it to Eurystheus. Eurystheus hid in fear, creating a moment of laughter among the gods. The fifth task was to clean the Augean stables, a monumental challenge for anyone. Instead of brute force, he chose to use wisdom, diverting 2 rivers to clean them.
Next, he drove away the Stymphalian birds, whose bronze feathers were sharper than arrows. He startled them into flight and shot them down with his bow. Then came the Cretan bull, wild and fierce, which he captured barehanded. Heracles brought back the bull alive, showcasing his unmatched strength. His 8th labor led him to the man-eating horses of Diomedes. Heracles tamed the horses by feeding them their cruel master. Next, he journeyed for the belt of Hippolyta, queen of the Amazons. At first, Hippolyta offered it freely, until Hera's lies sparked battle. Heracles fought bravely and took the belt, though sorrow filled his heart. His 10th task took him to the far west, where he stole the cattle of Geryon. Heracles crossed deserts, battled monsters, and built the great pillars. For his 11th labor, he was ordered to fetch the golden apples of the Hesperides. Guarded by a dragon, hidden beyond mortal lands, the task was perilous. Heracles sought the help of Atlas, who held the sky on his shoulders. Atlas fetched the apples for him, trying to leave Heracles to bear the heavens forever. Yet Heracles tricked Atlas and escaped with the golden fruit. His final labor was to capture Cerberus, the 3-headed guardian of the underworld. Without weapons, Heracles descended into Hades itself. He faced the beast with courage and, with the permission of Hades, brought Cerberus to the surface. When the 12 labors were done, the gods honored Heracles, forgiving his sins. His name became eternal, echoing through the ages as a symbol of strength and wisdom. Through tragedy and triumph, he showed that strength must walk hand in hand with wisdom and mercy. Heracles was more than a hero. He was a symbol of what it means to be human. To fall, to rise again, and find redemption through courage and heart. And so, his legend spread across ages, echoing through temples, songs, and stars. Wherever courage is tested, the spirit of Heracles lives on.